Hey peeps, it's me. It's D-Shan. How you guys doing? Well, I'm doing pretty good. Now, on this journey that I'm on, on this new spiritual journey, I'm learning a few things. Okay? And what I'm learning is that some of the gifts or some of the members of my team that I work with seem to better come through when my head is covered. It is so weird and it's so strange, but it's okay. I'm alright with that because I'm learning. And it makes me think about when I was growing up because I have really been wanting to know more about my ancestors. And there is two things that I know for, well, actually three things that I know for 100% as truth because I've heard it from so many different people. And my motto with that is that everybody can't be telling the same lie. Okay? And so, from my research, I've learned I am a descendant of Pacific Islanders on my father's side. Number two, that I am a descendant of the Ancestor Indians from Nacogdoches. Number three, that my family military history goes back to the Buffalo Soldiers. Okay? Now, history. How important really is it in your family? Now, not a lot of people say, well, you're natural at this, I'm not natural, or I have learned, or I have this, I'm still learning, and things of that nature. I really came from a very rich, in tradition family, okay? Now, even though, they were Southern Baptists and things, there were things that they did know. And that actually, it works. And what I'm discovering that the things that they did and they taught me to do were things that people would consider, I guess, hoodoo, voodoo, whatever, but it's hoodoo because they used it, with the Bible or whatever. For instance, things that you would do for teething children, what you would do for, to dry up breast milk, to lower fevers, to help eczema, and things of that nature, things that we could pull from the earth and those things that were surrounding us, and one aunt comes to mind more than any, and I wish that I could have spent a lot more time with her than I did. See, I really didn't understand as a child what she was doing, but I have a memory of her doing it, and I find myself doing the same things that she was doing. And I guess the reason why I never really showed an interest when she was here, in person, was because that was a running thing in my family. They didn't understand the law of exchange, and so they felt as if if God gave you a gift, then you should use it and you shouldn't charge for it. But my Aunt May May, and she did because she understood the law. You know, she understood how things work. And she understood um, the law of appreciation, you know, and it goes right with the law of exchange. You know, a lot of people don't really appreciate things that are given, but if they have to pay for stuff, they are more likely to appreciate it. For example, if you give somebody, you know, a place to stay and not charge them anything, you know, to stay there, what is the likelihood that they would appreciate the fact that they're there, you know, and clean, cook, whatever, you know, treat it like you would treat it? The chances are very, very slim because in today's society, people don't appreciate anything. They're not grateful for stuff, and that's something that at the age I am now, I understand how May's thinking. People will come to her with headaches and different issues and different problems, and she would give them, you know, solutions, or she would make them water, or, you know, she would give them things, you know, to fix stuff. And as a child, she used to always want me to come over to her house, which was pretty, you know, it was pretty, I felt special, but then again, she was mean, so I thought. But it wasn't that. I remember when people used to come over there and she'd say, sit on the couch, child, sit on the couch. So we had to get off the floor and sit on the couch because whatever she was, you know, like migraines or earaches or any kind of sickness, she would rub off, and then she would sweep it out the house, you know. And so because she would sweep stuff out the house, we were not allowed on her floor except to walk on it, you know. And she wore it white all the time. Here again, as a child, I didn't understand, but now as I'm learning and I am walking this path, I see exactly where she's coming from. So a lot of the things that we're drawn to, a lot of the things that we want to know, there's a reason that we want to know it. You know what I'm saying? So I just say thank you, May May, because I'm telling you, she was a character. She really was. And if I had known how much information that she and Aunt Red had, man, I'd have been at their feet, like gleaning, trying my best to get everything. There was a lot of stuff that I wrote down. There's a lot of stuff that I did write down, but I miss so much of that information. I really did, because I wasn't in tune enough with my elders. So if you have older living relatives now that seems like they're so eclectic and so eccentric, talk to them. Pick their brains, find out what they know and what works for them, because I guarantee you it'll work for you, you know. And I remember one time I had to be like, I might have been like 11 or 12. I'm not really sure. Between 10 and 12, I was in the 5th grade. And we were running and playing tag. And I don't know how it was, like, you know, for you guys or whatever, but my grandmother hung laundry outside on the line because she said that once you wash stuff and you put it outside and you let God dry it, he infuses the fabric with his breath, and his breath is what you need to do this, that, and the next thing. So that's, you know, kind of what she did. Well, anyway, the clotheslines were out, and back then they didn't have like the neon green little stuff like they have like the neon green fish line. It was like really, really thin metal wire, but it was twisted together like a braid kinda. And we were running and playing, and I got clothes stained. Okay, so I literally ran into it like right here in my neck, and I was running so fast that it caught me here and it threw me back like 6-7 feet, and I fell directly on my back. I was hurting so bad that I couldn't even get up. I knew I needed to get up, but I couldn't get up. That was some extreme pain. I'm telling you, my head was hurt, my back was hurt, and as dark as I am, I literally had a purple and yellow bruise from here all the way to here, and on the back of my arms and my back, my legs, my bottom, everything was just bruised. I mean, like deep purple bruise. It was like I was hurting so bad, and so it took me about 30 minutes or so, and to get up. And the thing about it was, is as a child, we wasn't allowed to come in. Once they let you out, you had to stay, because you can't be fanning the door and letting the flies in. That's what they used to tell us. And so I finally, after about 30 minutes or so, it could have been longer, because as a child, our perception of time is different. It could have even been 15 minutes. It just seemed like it was so long. I mean, like long, and I just cried. My hair was wet on each side because of the tears that was coming. And so I finally crawled, to the front of the house, and had to crawl up the steps, and I didn't even have the strength to knock on the door. I was just at the door saying, Mom, let me in. And that was my grandmother. I still call her Mom. She's a young 87 or 80. No, she's 86. She'll be 87 in September. But I was like, Mom, let me in. And she did. And she said, John, what happened to you? I said, Mom, I fell. I hurt so bad. And so she said, you need some help? I said, yes, ma'am. I said, can you please just take me and lay me in the bed? I said, that's all I need to do. Just lay in the bed, Mom. And she said, girl, your hair wet. You gotta go to church Sunday. You done sweated your hair. I said, no, ma'am, I ain't sweating my hair. I'm just crying. And, she's fussing about my hair because we had just got our hair pressed. And so, down in the South, you had to keep it because they press it on Friday, so Sunday, you better go to church. But anyway, so I laid in the bed all night. I didn't come out for lunch. I didn't come out for dinner. I hadn't drank nothing. I was just hurting. And so about Saturday, about 3-4 o'clock, and she said, you going to the meeting? I was like, no, ma'am, I'm laying in the bed. So she let me lay in the bed. So I missed, our youth fraternity meeting, which was the junior version of the Masonic Lodge. But that's neither here nor there. Talk about it another day. But anyway, so I laid in there, and then all day I didn't eat anything. That Saturday, I laid in bed. I couldn't get out. I hurt so bad, and literally I was laying in the same spot, the same. However she put me in the bed, that's how I was. And so Sunday morning came from church. Everybody got to leave here. I said, Mom, I said, I can't leave. I can't do anything. And so I stayed there all day Sunday. And Sunday night, my mama worked the night shift. And so we were, basically at our grandma's. And so my mom was getting ready to go to work. I guess about 11 or 12 o'clock, and she was like, have you seen your baby? Mom said, no, I thought she was with the rest of the children playing. And so they came, Mama rolled me over before she went to work, whatever. She came over there because she lived in, a different state or whatever, but it was only like 15-20 minutes away. And so she looked at me, she said, wow. she said, I have to go to work because it's mandatory overtime, but tomorrow when I get off, I'm gonna take you to the doctor. I was like, yes ma'am, whatever. And so my mom, she called her mama, which is Mama G, okay? And Mama G, at that time, I think Mama G was like maybe 80 years old. She was 80 years old because Mama Cassie, which is my great grandmother, great grandmother, she was about 101 then. But anyway, so my mom, which mom is grandmother. I know I'm confusing you, but I'm gonna try to do it like this. My grandmother called her mother and was like, this child done hurt herself, and she bruised from her head all the way down to the back of her feet. I ain't never seen nothing like it. What you think we should do? My grandmother's mother, who is Mama G, she was like, bring that child over here to Mama. Now, Mama Cassie is my great grandmother's mother. Okay? I know I'm confusing you. But anyway, so she was like, well, she can't move, you know. How we gonna get it? She said, well, I'm gonna send Pork Chop over there, you know. It's another one of those southern names, don't try to understand. So she sent Pork Chop over here. Pork Chop picked me up out the bed. I was hurt so bad. Now I have not showered. I have not taken a bath. I still got on the same clothes and the same dirt that I had on Friday afternoon, you know, when she picked me up, okay? So I was just crying. Pork Chop picked me up, put me in, you know, in the little Cadillac or whatever, drove me over. They took me over to Mama Cassie. And Mama Cassie stayed across the street from Aunt Mimi, which is so funny. So they brought me back to Mama Cassie's room, and she said, lay down, child. So you know, I laid down, and she had a little pipe, and she was just smoking that pipe, and she said, I'm gonna know what to do in just a second. So she sat there and she smoked a pipe and she started doing this, and I was like, oh God, you know, just let it be some help. Just let, you know, I want to feel better. And she just sat there. She didn't say nothing to me. She was just looking at me, and she was just rocking. And it was more of a circle than a rock, but this is exactly what she was doing. And she had the little pipe in her mouth. And then she said, all right. She said, G, because G is her daughter, which is my Mama G, which is my grandmother's mother, okay? And so she said, G, she said, come in here. So she come in there, and she's like, take that child clothes off. And so I said, please don't take my clothes off. I hurt so bad. And she said, well, Mama said you got to take them off. Mama Cassie said take them off. And so, you know, they taking my clothes off, and I am just hollering and screaming because I just hurt so bad. You know, I'm swollen, just all of this crazy stuff. And so she said, lay down on your back. I said, Mama Cass, I can't lay down on my back. She said, do what I said. You heard me now. So I lay down, and I'm like, you know, laying back like this. And she takes a puff of her pipe, and she blows it, and she started at my head, and she blows all the way down to my toes, and she started taking breaths, and she is blowing this. And then all of a sudden, you know, she started saying, she didn't really say anything, but it was like a native, indigenous song that she was saying, and the words I did not understand, but she was doing it intently. And then she said, she did it for, you know, up and down like 3 or 4 times, and then she said, turn around on your stomach. So I laid on my stomach. She said, gee, bring me that stuff. And it was a bottle about yay big, and it had, I know it had green alcohol in it because I know what that smelled like, but the rest of the stuff I didn't know what it smelled like. and she rubbed me from my hair, my head, all the way down my back. She did it one time, and then she went over me with the smoke, and she said the incantation of the words. Like I said, I didn't know what they were. You know what I'm saying? It was like a singing. And to keep from being disrespectful, I won't even try to mimic what she was doing or what she said. And she did that, and she came all the way down. And then she blew some more, and then she said it, and then she came all the way down. The bottom line is that when she was done, she told me to lay there and sleep. And I was crying so because I was hurting so bad because she was touching me. And she came over to my face, and she leaned, and she blew the smoke in my face. And the next thing I know, I was waking up. And I'm assuming I had been asleep a long time because now it was dark. None of the other children were there or anything. And she came in there. She said, "All right now, child, you got to get up because mama got to go to sleep." I was like, yes ma'am. Before I knew it, I was up. I put my clothes on. I said, wait a minute, I ain't heard. Wait a minute, what's going on? She said, "I keep telling y'all that we is from here. We indigenous to this land." I was like, yes ma'am. She said, "And with this land, because I'm a part of this land, I can affect anything on this land, and so can you." I never ever thought anything about that until in 2014 when I decided to come off the medicines that I had been taking for like 10-12 years. And I remember what she said. She said that her people, and that included me, were indigenous to this land. And because we come from the land, we can affect stuff in this land. And to me, that was powerful. So I say to you, know your roots, know where you come from, and know the power that you can tap into. Because you can. We are more than this bodysuit. And the moment that we realize that, the more powerful that we can become. Yes, we can cast. We can divine, and we can do all those wonderful things that help us out, and that we refer to as magic. But it's really not. It's us tapping into the source of all that is, to the mother, to the goddess. And she hears us, and she answers us. And not only does she answer it for us to see, but she manifests in a way that other people can look at us and be like, wow. It's just amazing. And I know I have rambled on about the story, but I want you to get it, and I want you to understand there is nothing that we cannot do with the right tools. For her, it was her pipe, and it was her incantations, and it was a rub that she made that worked. And I'm saddened because I didn't think at the time to find out exactly what it was. But I'm on the path, and I guarantee you I will be able to do what she did, to my great-grand, and my great-great-grand, and my grand, whenever I have them, because I am making sure, to keep the notes of the things that Spirit reveals, and the things that I see. And I intend to positively create, consciously create the reality that I want. And you can do the same. Blessed be. Toodles, y'all. It's been